Hello guys, welcome to another video. So today we'll be looking at the 10x event that's taking place this weekend. So we have Hex, the first hero, and with Laseer as well, which we'll take a look at later on. But let's focus on Hex first because he's the most hyped up hero here. We did get some leaks last weekend, or rather last week. I think some people were seeing the Hex spotlight video, even though there was no announcement on it yet, and then it disappeared afterwards. So as speculated, he's finally here. So if you guys didn't know, Hex is already released on the Forerunner server, so we know that he's one of the magic marksmen, or rather the only legendary magic marksman. So he does serve quite a unique placement in your team. So I'll say that he's very Guild Boss centric, as you can tell from the video. All they were showcasing was basically him fighting the big monsters, especially the Guild Boss Dragon, which we take part in every day for 2 times. So Magic Marksman, random skill effects, anti-air, because first of all, his basic attack prioritizes airborne units. And he does belong to 2 factions, but I think that in Guild Boss, you'll probably use him with the Inferno Lord, Pyros or Twin Fiend to get that burst damage that Zillitu has as well. And if you use him in, I say, Gear Rate 3, then that's where the Piercer faction comes in handy, because that extra range is gonna let him hit Zillitu and the mobs in the middle much earlier. So without further ado, let's jump into the exact spell. So I think first of all, looking at his cost, it's a pretty low cost at 12. I think it's almost like Hatsuit, just that this guy is single target. And his talent gains 1 card of hit with each attack, and after having 4 cards, randomly throws 1 of the cards below. So it means that the more attack speed, the better. And first one is Temperance, throws 3 cards, each dealing 140% damage while inflicting 75% slow. So I can see where this comes in handy in Gear Rate 3 even as well, I think, even with the side mobs. Death deals 500% damage 1 time and inflicts burning for 5 seconds. So similar to the other Infernal units. And then we have Strength, increase attack by 30% and attack speed by 70% for 25 seconds. This is huge actually, 30% damage. I think not many heroes actually have this kind of passive spells going on. And this we already ran through. His ulti is Mad Truth. When triggered, increases damage by 100%, attack speed by 100. So you can see that with the Strength and Mad Truth, his attack speed is just gonna go ham. And reduces attack interval by 50%, more attack speed reduction, and replaces all cards with the Joker. So this does 400% damage 3 times, instead of Death dealing 500% damage 1 time, and inflicts burning for 5 seconds as well. And this goes up to 440% at max level, and the skill duration goes up to 35 seconds. And with the max rage cap, it's gonna go down to 900 rage cap, which is pretty alright, because his initial rage is like 700, so he's gonna get off his first set of out pretty quickly. And onto his other spells, we have Fate Trial. So this is the one that stuns, and it does increase damage on stun units, so that goes up to 60% at max level and a 20% trigger chance. And then this one is it's sort of like Hatsuit, I guess, but it only triggers when he takes damage, so I guess he dodges that for a moment, and this can only be triggered every 40 seconds at max level. So all in all, Hex is really geared for, you know, single target positions. So whether it's a Guild Boss, the side of Gear Rate 3, you can start to see where he actually shines very well in. And I just can't help to see that he resembles the Joker. Yeah, even his mannerism and all that. So if you go to his awakenings, it's quite interesting. So now his ulti at A1 has the Fool. It deals 500% damage 3 times and inflicts slow with burning for 5 seconds. So that increases his ultimate by 100% more damage. And then with attack increase, that's usual. And then this one, performing basic attack against targets inflicted with burning extends the duration by Mad Truth. So that means every 3 times where he throws out that card and deals no card of fate, he's gonna increase it by 3 seconds. I don't know how well this will stack up in real life, but I will assume that, you know, with enough attack speed going, this is gonna enhance him quite a bit. He's gonna keep his ulti up for quite a long time. And then this is armor penetration, and then each draw returns 1 card of fate. So I don't know if this means that every time he actually throws out a card, he draws back 1 card, so meaning that he only needs 3 cards for every card with special effect. So yeah, you can see that there's really no space for him in AoE content, but single target, he just absolutely demolishes everything. But if you were to ask me what I want, I would say that I'll prefer Laseer, the other hero, because we have enough single target units. We have Zillitu, we have Valeria as well that we got last week, we have Ruff, we have Deimos. So I think guild boss wise we are alright. And I really like his design, it's quite cool. I think there's some moments where he's whipping out his cards. Actually, it looks like the cards that flip over when you actually get the legendary units. And you're gonna see that right here. So that's the epic card, the gold card, and the rare cards. Pretty cool. So enough fanboying on Hex. Let's move on to Laseer. So Laseer is gonna be really important for Gear 8 1, other than him being in the cultist faction. So he does more damage when people are inflicted with slow, but that's not important. Most important is actually his ultimate, which we'll just go right straight into. It does anti-healing. So this means that for 10 seconds, people are unable to heal any HP, and you can really start to see where this really shines, especially when Elowen in Gear 8 119 to 21 starts casting her ultimate. The anti-healing is really going to come in very clutch. And the skill cost goes down to 800 at max, so that's pretty okay. I think when you pair Laseer with Elowen, he's gonna get his ult up quite often. And he's a multi-attack unit, so he does 100% damage to up to 5 targets. And I don't think he does any AoE, because even this Sand Erosion, yep, it just does attack, AoE attack. And every 5 seconds, sorry, not AoE attack, just damage per second. And every 5 seconds, he inflicts slow on adjacent enemies based on their Sand Erosion stack. So I guess that's where he pairs well with the counters, other counters units, because the control effects, which slow is, gonna help them to do more damage. And this one, I think it's just more like what Zealous had, you know, when a unit dies under his spells, grants another nearby 2 enemies 2 sacks of Sand Erosion, so this is just more damage for him overall. And on his awakenings, I mean, you're not gonna get him to A5 or whatnot, but we can just take a look at it. Deals 15% extra damage to targets with anti-healing, so he's just gonna do more damage for that 15 seconds. Attack increase. This one, just more slows, more after he outs. Or damage increase, and inflicts immobilize. So this means that at A5, it's just gonna be a Mari, I guess. It's just gonna slow and stun as well, everything all together. So yeah, I mean, Laseer is not as cool, obviously. Doesn't ever have a feature video, but if you were to ask me, I think Laseer is the pick for me this week, to be honest, because I don't really see where I need Hex very urgently. I feel like clearing more of the gear rates is gonna help me much more, because I have been farming quite a bit of gear. We did about 500 gear rate once this weekend, and we did get some couple of good ancient gear, which I can show. So yep, on Valeria, we can see that we have the full Infernal Raw set. So gear is really starting to become really important right now for me, but I think you guys get the idea. I think if you are, you know, new to the game, please go ahead by all means, cool. But if you are really seasoned, you have a couple of legendaries going, seriously consider if you need either of them. I think Laseer is a must-have, but he is gonna be added into the normal pool anyways later on, so no rush to get him if you've already spent all your crystals and the 2x events. But I think the epics here are pretty good too. We have Torel, now known as Idril. We did get a couple of her last weekend. We have Vortex as well. Other than being one of the best healers in the game, he is also one of the fusion materials for Abomination. And then we have Scotch, is an AoE fighter, but haven't really seen the need for him, but I heard it's pretty good if you don't have much AoE fighters going on. So yeah, that's it for the video guys. Just a quick run through of this week's 10x event and whether you should pull. Personally, I've dwindled almost all my crystals, so don't think I'm gonna pull. Didn't have any luck with ancient summonings either, so yeah, I think this week is gonna be a pretty silent week for me. But that's it for the video guys. Thanks for tuning in and good luck in your summons this weekend. Goodbye.